Predict the airline seat of your spectator, even if you don't know where they're going. This is Middle Seat by Alvo Stockman.
I was 27.
27.
I don't get that one.
Jesus Christ. Hot damn.
Give your audience a chance to pick anywhere in the world they want to go and predict exactly how they'll get there with Middle Seat by Alvo Stockman. Here's what happens. You introduce an airplane seating chart and then set it aside as a prediction to return to later. Then, a stack of airline tickets cards is shown to the audience, and the audience is given a completely free choice of any of the airline tickets. The seating chart is then assembled on the table, and the only seat highlighted in the seating chart matches the exact seat on the airline ticket the spectator selected. Middle Seat features a completely free choice with the prediction in full view from the very beginning of the trick. It features a fun, relatable theme that anyone who's ever flown on a plane will immediately identify, while also featuring direct and straightforward mentalism. I'll show you one more and then we'll get out of here, okay? I fly a lot. You ever fly anywhere?
She flies a lot.
Do you fly a lot?
I do fly a lot.
I always get stuck in the middle seat. How about you?
Yeah, well, I like window, but
You
a
like,
lot of the time,
you like window.
I know.
I like aisle, right? But no matter what, I always end up in the middle seat. So we'll do this with
It
you,
happens,
actually.
It happens.
I had this. I got this deck of cards right here. It looks like a bunch of like airline tickets, and I've also got these right here. I'll show you. Check these out. So this is like a seating chart for an airplane. We're going to get back to this in just a second. Now, we've got a bunch of airlines here. And they're all airline tickets, different seat numbers, different times, different dates. Now, I don't know where you're going, but I do know how you're getting there. Okay. By plane. Yeah. Exactly. No, so this seating chart is a bit of a prediction, and we'll get into it. Go ahead, touch any one you want. It's up to you, any one.
I'll do this one.
This one right here. What is this? Let's take a look here. This is let's see, Orlando to NAS. I've never been to NAS before. Have you ever been to NAS?
Nashville.
Is it Nashville? I think it might be Nashville. You know, and so this is the thing here is that this is. I told you I knew how you were getting there by Penguin Pacific Air, right? Didn't know you were going from Orlando to Nashville. But if we take a look at this seating chart, yeah, there's the top, there's the front, there's the thing, and you see from the very beginning there's been a little seat printed on there. But I knew you'd be getting the middle seat the same way I did. But do you see which seat it is?
Oh, 27.
E? 27E? You could have chosen any of them, right?
Yeah. I don't get that one. They're all different.
They are all different. Middle Seat comes with custom printed playing cards to do all the work for you. The moves are simple and well within the grasp of magicians at any skill level. This is perfect for the casual performer looking for something a little different, or the professional performer who wants to weave travel themes into their show. Give your audience a chance to pick anywhere in the world they want to go and predict exactly how they'll get there with Middle Seat by Alvo Stockman. Joey, you seem like a guy who travels a lot.
Sometimes.
Sometimes?
Yeah.
What do you do for a living?
I am a musician.
Oh, okay, so you do travel.
I do.
Yeah, I'm a magician. I travel a lot.
Yeah.
I fly everywhere, and I don't know about you, but I always get stuck in the middle seat. I like the aisle, but I always get stuck in the middle seat. How about you?
When I'm being polite and put the lady in the either aisle or window seat.
Very cool.
I'm in the middle.
We're gonna pretend like you're gonna go on a trip, okay? And I don't know where you're going, but I bet I can predict how you're gonna get there. Okay, so I've got all these little airline ticket dealies, and then I've also got this right here. So this is a seating chart, right? So there's you could put all this together and make a plane. We're gonna get back to that in a little bit. Now, there's all kinds of different tickets here, and I don't know which one you're gonna pick. You could pick any one of them. And it's okay if I see it. It's not that kind of a trick. Point to one, any one.
This one.
This one right here?
Yeah.
Let's see, this is, what is this one? This is LAX to PUJ. I don't know. Do you know where PUJ is?
I had no idea where PUJ is, right? But I told you I don't know how you're going. I don't know where you're going. I didn't know you were going to PUJ, but I do know how you're getting there. Because this seating chart, this is a prediction. This is Penguin Pacific Airlines, but we already knew these were all tickets from Penguin Pacific Airlines. But the seating chart is the interesting bit, right? Because if you take these and you put these together, you can actually get a seating chart of the whole plane. And if this was my ticket, it would definitely be in the middle seat. But I predicted exactly where you would sit in the plane. You see, that is 28E, and you picked
28E.
Dude. The dude in the background says,
Jesus
"What?"
Christ.
No, no, he's gonna say, he's like, what?
Yes, that's 28E.
Yeah.
Hot damn.
Thank you guys so much.
Hey,
Thank you, brother.
thank you, man.
Thank you.
I travel all the time, right? And I travel on. Actually, and I've got this. I'm going to show you this. This is related to my travels. This right here. This is this is what they call a seating chart. A seating chart for airplanes. And the idea here is that I'm going to show you what's going on in this seating chart. We're going to get back to it in a second. This is a prediction. We're going to get back to this prediction in a second. All right. This right here. This is a bunch of like airline tickets, right? And I'm going to predict where. I'm going to predict you. I'm not going to predict where you're going to go. I have no idea where you're going to go, but I know how you're going to get there. I've predicted how you're going to get there. Okay? Yes, airplane. But it's you can pick any one of these, anyone you want. Doesn't matter if they're mixed up. You point to anyone you want. Anyone.
Just point to it.
Point to it.
All right, 24 was back there.
Which one? Right here? 24? Oh, that's 24. You said 24? Now, again, I don't know where you're going, but I do know exactly how you're getting there, right? Because so like this is you're going from Atlanta and you're going to, I'm assuming that's Canada. Honduras. Oh, I think it is Honduras, right? And again, don't know where you're going. Do know how you're getting there, right? Now, again, this is a prediction, and we said it was by plane, and we knew this is by plane because this is a seating chart for Penguin Pacific Airlines, and this is a ticket from Penguin Pacific Airlines, right? Yep. But remember when I said it was a seating chart? If you take the seating chart and you actually build the seating chart, you can build the airplane. And I told you I knew how you'd be getting there. I knew you'd be getting there in the middle seat, and I knew which seat you would be getting there. Which one did you say? And which one is predicted?
Wow.
Take a look for yourself. Thank you. Hey everybody, Eric Tate here. Thank you so much for purchasing Middle Seat by Alvo Stockman. Let's get into this trick. It's a lot of fun. This is one of those interesting tricks that is driven by the presentation and the subject matter. We're talking about airline travel, we're talking about getting stuck in a middle seat. These are things that anybody who's ever flown on a plane can commiserate with. Let's take a look at what you get real quick. So inside of this box, you're going to get, I believe there's actually, it normally comes with an additional tuck box that keeps all of these cards nice and set together. But I like to carry mine sort of loose inside of the middle seat expanded tuck box. And the reason for that is because it's easier to get all of the cards out. You are going to get 3 of these prediction cards. 2 of them are the nose and the tail of the plane on one side, and the other side is this Penguin Pacific Airlines back design. And then the third card is a double facer for the middle of the plane. Now this double facer is actually kind of interesting because on one side is seats 7 through 18, and on the other side it is seats 19 through 20. That's going to come into play a little bit later. So I put these together. It doesn't matter if the nose of the plane is on top, just so that those are there. Now let's look at the remainder of the deck. What you get here is what appears to be a series of tickets. So they've got like the name of the flight number, the destination and the origin, when it is, your barcode, some sort of numbering and wording down here, and then a seat number. And on the back of this is the middle section of the plane with the seat number highlighted. Now, what is interesting is that this uses a principle that was created similar to something created by Dan Harlan in the world of Cardtoon. Cardtoon is a fantastic trick that you should definitely check out, and the method here is definitely inspired by that. So what it is this seat number on the card here is on the back of the card below it. So you see 21E is right here, And if we take this, so 9B is the next one, and that is below it. So 18B is on the back, and so on and so forth throughout this entire deck. Now, the question you probably have to yourself is, what if I drop these and they get out of order? Do I have to go through and decipher a seat and look for the front of the cards? No. There's actually a secret system on the front of these to help you put them in order. These numbers below the barcode are in order. So you can see that right there. I think we can get a close-up is 18 and then 19. And then below that is 20. And then 21, 22, 23, 24, and so on and so forth. So it starts at 1 and it goes down to 48. And the seat number for 48 is actually on the back of 1. So you can see 26B right there. So this stack is cyclical. Doesn't matter where you cut it. You can cut this as many times as you want, as long as they are single cuts. The card here will have the seat will be highlighted on the card below it. So that allows you to do some interesting things with this. We're gonna walk through that right now. So for my setup, I'm going to take these 3 prediction cards and put them on the bottom of these. I take this deck out of the box, and then I spread through and I show people that I've got all of these airplane cards, and then I spread all the way to these seating chart cards right here. These are my prediction. I even openly tell people, you can see this in the performance, that these are my prediction cards. I set aside this deck, and I'm going to turn them around, and I'm going to show them the seating chart, right? And I'm going to show them the seating chart and claim that there's 4 cards here, even though there's 3. I usually put the box over to the right because this is going to make picking these cards up easier to facilitate later. So I'm going to have that over there off to my right. I'm going to do what's called a 3 for 4 count. I'm going to count 3 cards as 4. And the way this works is I hold these cards right here in my right hand, just pinching them by the corner. My left thumb is going to drag off the top card. This is the middle section of the plane. We're going to show this card twice, which is why it's on the bottom. And it will make sense in the final revelation of the prediction why you show this card twice. So I'm going to take it off. I'm going to come back and put it underneath. And as I put it underneath, I'm going to take off another one. Then I'm going to come back and drag off the next card, and then come and drag the last card again. So that's taking one off, putting it underneath as I drag an individual card, drag a second card, drag that third card again as a 4th card. But at speed, it looks like this. So I got a seating chart here. So I'm just counting 3 cards as 4, and this is what it looks like at speed. And I just show them that I've got these 4 cards. I say, look, look, we've got a seating chart right here. We're going to get back to this in a moment, and you put it down. When you finish that count, you should have the 2 blue cards on the top and the double-faced card on the bottom. Again, we're not revealing that this is double-faced. We just count casually that we've got a seating chart here, turn it over, put it over here on the bottom. This is where I say, I don't know where you're going to go, but I know how you're going to get there. That allows them to make the joke that they're going to get there by plane. And I've already talked a little bit about how I always fly a lot, and whenever I fly, I get stuck in the middle seat. I hate the middle seat. You can turn that into a little bit of a joke later. But you're setting up this idea that you know how they're going to get there, which sort of plants the seeds so that later on when they see that the seating chart is highlighted, you're going to be able to get a reaction out of them. So now I casually apparently shuffle these cards. I'm not actually shuffling these cards. I'm doing what looks like an overhand shuffle, but I'm just drawing cards from the back and then chopping them forward like this. Because the stack is cyclical, it makes it seem like the deck is shuffled. And shuffling is you don't want to give the appearance that the cards are actually shuffled. You just want to give the appearance that you don't care what they pick, that it's totally random. And doing this sort of a false shuffle will give them the idea that they could choose anything. So say, look, I don't know where you're going, but I know how you're going to get there. Point to any one of these cards. Spread the deck out from hand to hand and have them point at these cards. let's say they point at this one, 7E. So we're going to go from IL to TX. I have no idea what these airport codes are. You can look them up all if you want, but these are all real airport codes that can give you some stuff to talk about as they pick anything they want. But whichever one they point at, you're going to cut there and replace it like that. So that that keeps your stack intact, so you don't have to worry about it later. But what you want to do is spread these cards over and then push back to get a break. You can, if you want, lift up on 2 cards so that you have a pinky break below them, but you want to break between the top, below the top 2 cards. So I like to push over and re-square up. Again, you can lift up 2 cards. If you are really feeling fancy, you can do what's called a pinky count. That is where you apply pressure with your pinky on these 2 cards, and you count off 2 cards with your pinky. That requires pressure with your thumb on this corner, and then pressure with the pinky to let these 2 cards come off. You don't have to do that. Just pushing over and re-spreading or lifting up on the back on 2 is perfectly fine. Just thought I'd give you a little bit of an advanced tip if you wanted to. So what you do is you come over with your right hand and you take over this break right here with your thumb, and you're going to put these cards down as you pick up these 2 cards as 1. So you've got this break over here. You're going to pick these up as 1, and you're going to be talking about this and saying, oh, do you know where IL is, or do you know the airport code for TX? I'm not sure either. As you say that, you come over and you pick up your prediction cards, and you're going to take this top card off. And as you take that top card off, you'll notice that I'm coming in to lift it up with one index finger, and my right hand comes down, and I'm going to wrist kill. So as I wrist kill, I put that out like that, and I'm turning this over like so, and I'm going to notice which side of the double facer is up. You can have either side up that you want, but you do need to switch it so that in the final outcome, you need to turn this over so in the final outcome, the opposite seats from where the seat is on here is facing up. And I'll show you the way I do that here. So I see that there's a 7 here, so a 7 through 18. If I notice that this number right here is within these numbers, I'm going to do a double lift, right? So I'm going to push off, I'm going to either lift up 2 cards as 1, or I can lift 2 cards up on the back and turn over 2 cards as 1. Double lift that I really like is I can push over these 2 cards with my thumb using the base of my thumb as a pivot point and turn these over like this. Again, these are 2 cards. Or I like to push over very casually and push over 2 cards as 1. And here, when I push these over, you'll notice that if I just turn them over like this, very quickly, I can re-square so that everything is copacetic. The reason I'm doing a double lift is I'm gesturing, I'm saying, look, these are from Penguin Pacific Airlines, and I take this off and justify. But doing that double lift secretly turns that double backer over. Now, if I had turned these over and I had seen this right here, I had seen that this seat right here was not on this side of the double facer, I would have just put it down and started to build my seating chart. There's no need for the double lift. You only have to do the double lift if you notice that the seat on the front of the ticket that they chose is inside of this particular seat right here. So in this situation, I would turn this over and I would mention Penguin Pacific Airlines, then turn this back over. Now I start to build my seating chart. And all I'm doing is laying this out like this, so that the seating chart looks like a plane. And I say, look, I didn't know where you're going. I told you I knew how you're going to get there. I knew you were going to get there by plane. And if you didn't have to do the double lift, this is a good time to turn this over and say these are from Penguin Pacific Airlines. And then I say, but I knew how you were going to get there. I knew you were a middle seat person like me, because I'm not sure if you noticed when I showed you the seating chart the first time, but one of the seats is highlighted. And can you see which seat is highlighted? It's the one you chose. If you want, you can spread through these because they are all different. I think that's gilding the lily. I don't think that you have to do that. But it's a nice way to show everybody that that they've selected the seat in the seating chart. And you can point out that this prediction was in view the whole time, any way you want to do that. Once you've done this revelation, you are done. There's nothing else to do there. You want to clean up after, as soon as they're done and you get the reaction, you do want to clean these cards up because obviously these are not examinable. And what I like to do is pick these cards up like this and make sure that either the nose or the tail of the plane is on the bottom of this stack here when it's face up. So when I turn it over, that they see these Penguin Pacific Airlines. Put this on, go back, and case the deck. Now, when I'm alone, my reset here is I want to figure out, I want to take these cards off, the top 5 cards here, because I want to take my prediction cards, and I'm going to put them back on the bottom of the deck here. And then I want to take the cards that I had removed from the deck, my doubles here, and I want to put them back in the correct order. So I see that there's a 7 there, so I look for the 6, and then I look for the 5, and then I put it down just like that. The only thing you have to do to make sure that you are ready to go is just casually spread through here and make sure that from the face of the deck, the numbers are in ascending order as they go down. As you pick up individual numbers here, the numbers should grow until you get to in the 40s and it loops back around to 1. So the cards are in ascending order as it goes down. That's really all there is to know about middle seat. It's a fun trick, especially if you're in an airport or talking about travel with someone. It's the kind of trick that lends itself towards talking about airlines. You could even, if you wanted to, have a fun presentational thing where you had them pretend to be the gate agent as you were asking for a flight. There's all kinds of sort of like role play opportunities for here. I like performing it as just like a straightforward mentalism piece where I'm predicting that. But there's a lot of, with props like this, there's all kinds of different places you could go to make it seem to give you lots of different presentational ideas. Practice it, go try it out. I think you are going to enjoy middle seat. Thank you very much to Alvo Stockman for creating this effect and allowing me to share it with you. Thank you all so much for watching. If you could do me a favor, please leave a review down below because that helps other people find great magic that's perfect for them. On behalf of myself, Alvo Stockman, and the rest of the team here at Penguin Magic, thanks again for watching, and as always, we'll see you next time.